Notion is a wonderful tool to do everything. From blogs, websites, finance tracking and managing all kinds of projects. So let me show you how to do this habit tracker. The best part will be to automate it with recurring tasks, a highly desired feature in the Notion community. To get this up and running, we'll need a Notion account, a Google account, and this incredible add-on called Notion 2 Sheets. I will assume that you have an account in Google and Notion, but if you don't, go to the links provided in the description and follow the steps to register. Going back to our subject, we will first build the weekly habit tracker, and later, we will build the visual reports. So, let's get started.
Okay, we're going to need a blank page in Notion. I'll start by giving it a name, and then I'll make a new inline database. This database will be called Habits Database. Let's put this wider so that we have more workspace. The first column, it's not really important to our goal, but you can't delete it. So, I'll just change the name to description. And in the empty field below I'll write Habit Tracker. If you like to skip all these steps, I've provided you a link with the Notion template that you can import straight to your workspace and jump to the second part of the video. Now I'll start by adding a series of columns that will be the habits that I want to work on. We'll be using checkboxes for this. So, let's put, for example, a 20+ minute workout. And I'll duplicate this column 6 times so I can just change the names and make it quickly. Okay, now we have 7 habits that we will be tracking. To finish this part, let's change this column to date, and we'll be ready to go. Now, let's make this a bit more appealing by adding a linked database and creating a board view. So, let's select the linked database option and write the name of the database we have just made. And Notion will create an exact replica. You can see if it's the original or a linked database by looking at the little arrow that appears in the left upper corner, next to the table name. Okay, let's create the board view. Just in case, we will erase this view. So every time we open Notion, it will display the board view. Right now, we have a board that grouped all my records in a column called No Status. If we take a look at the original database, there is a new status column. That's because Notion will try to group the items in your database. And the default way is by using a select column. So, it was created automatically. We don't need that column, but before we delete it, let's change the grouping with our date column. I will take advantage of the records that already exist to create correlative dates starting from today and going backwards. For example purposes, I will add records that go back in time for a week. And I'll copy this description for all the records. I will also take the opportunity to create a new column that converts the date of my record into the day of the week. This column will be very useful when building our dashboard. For now, let's just let it be there. So, let's get back to our board view and change the grouping settings. Find the 3 dots in the right upper corner and click on them, and a list of options will pop out. We want to select the group option and change the group by for our date column. Last year, the Notion team made a great job with this, making it possible to group the records the way we like, and the grouping by date feature is just amazing. We will choose to see the records grouped by day. I'll leave the sorting in chronological and hide the empty groups. Now, you will notice that all the dates in our records are appearing in our board. Right now, we only have 7, but in a month, this will be just unmanageable. That's why we will take advantage of another of the great features of Notion, the chronological filters. So, go to the 3 dots again, and select the Filter option. Let's click on the Add a Filter button, and select the first option. Search for our date property and change the behavior to within. And left the option, the past week, in place. Now we will only see the records within the past week counting backwards from today. Also take a look at the hidden groups. Here is the list of the empty dates, which are those prior to the last week. Let's make a test. I will create 2 records in the main database with the dates from 8 and 9 days ago. Let's see what happened in the board view. If I look between the hidden groups, I'll find the dates I've just created. I will make my cards a little smaller to fit my board to my screen size. And now we can see all the week at a glance. For this part, we will be using Notion 2 Sheets. This is a wonderful add-on that allows you to sync your Notion databases with Google Sheets, and, among other stuff, it allows you to make automated recurring tasks. You can find another options, like Zapier or Automate.io. But these options seemed more suitable for businesses or startups. So, my pick was Notion 2 Sheets for its ease of use and its free plan, which allows you to synchronize one database and automate 6 recurring tasks. For the installation, click on the link provided in the description and it will send you to Notion 2 Sheets landing page. In the right upper corner, click on the Install the add-on for free button. If you rather, you can also search for the add-on in the Add-ons option in Google Sheets. I provided you with my referral links in the description, so, if you like the add-on and are looking for an upgrade, to sync more than one database with Google Sheets, I humbly ask you to use them for the upgrade. That way, you will help me to continue creating quality content. Once we are in the Google Workspace Marketplace, click on the Install button. A pop-up window will appear, notifying you that the add-on requires permissions to continue. Click on Continue to go to the permission list. Now select your Google account for the installation. Please read the list of permissions. If you agree with all of them, click on the Allow button. Okay, Notion 2 Sheets is installed. Let's open a new spreadsheet and find the add-on in the right bar of the app. Now we need to configure Notion 2 Sheets to start using it with our habit tracker. Click on the Add Workspace button. A pop-up window will appear so you can log in to your Notion account. I'll select my account. Now we need to select which of our Notion pages will be allowed to access the add-on. I'll select the page where I build the habit tracker and allow the access. We called it My Personal Planner. Let's go back to Notion and make some configurations. For Notion 2 Sheets to work properly, we need to add 2 new columns in our database. So, first let's delete this column that now doesn't have any purpose, and add the created time and last edited time columns. I'll put those exact same names. To finish the Notion setup, let's click on Share button all in the right up corner of the Notion app. Let's look for the Notion 2 Sheets integration and click on Invite. And that's it. Now let's get back to our spreadsheet and click on the Connect Database button. Our Habit Tracker database will appear if we've done all things right. Select it and click on the Start Sync button at the bottom. And now, the magic happens. All of our records will appear in our spreadsheet. Now we will be able to create recurring tasks in Notion and make dashboards with all the power of pivot tables and charts from Google Sheets. Let's add our first recurring task. Search for the option Recurring Tasks, click on it, and then on the Add Recurring Task button. I'll put the task the name Daily Habit Tracker and select our Habit Tracker database. Let's select a daily frequency, and allow it to run also on weekends. Now, we have to fill the fields available in our database. Let's put Habit Tracker in the description field to be consistent with the rest of our records. We will leave the date field with 0, and the add-on will interpret it as the current date the task was created. Leaving it empty will leave the date property with no value, and we don't want that. The rest of the fields will be left untouched. Click on the Create Task button, and our first recurring task will be completed and scheduled. As a note, the execution of the first recurring tasks takes between 5 and 10 minutes. So, after you create it, wait for a moment and you will see it in your board. Now our recurring task is working like a charm. From now on, every day you'll see a new Habit Tracker record in your board, and the old ones will be filtered, leaving only the last 7 days. That was the video for today. In the next video, we will make our visual dashboard in Google Sheets. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay tuned.